One area of interest during the visits of the Presidential Committee on Prisons Reform and Decongestion was the immediate release of inmates with minor cases. It is on this basis that Governor Obaseki made available the sum of 9 million naira to pay the fines for inmates who have been in custody for years for failure to pay the fines. In the Benin prisons, 31 inmates were released. Out of this number, 23 were paid for by the governor, while 2 were released on grounds of ill health.
Very magnanimously, the governor of the state paid for the fines of several of the prisoners. They came with some money from the Federal Attorney General and from Edona, but the bulk of the money for prisoners who were in prison because they did not have money to pay their fines was paid by His Excellency Governor Obaseki. So a total of 9 million naira. They are there because they are poor, very, very frankly. If they were rich man's children, they would not have spent a day in jail. They would simply have paid whatever the fine was and they'd have gone away. But because they didn't have any money, they stayed in jail, and some have been here for years simply because they didn't have money. The fines, ranged from like 20, in fact 5, there was a 5,000 naira fine, and the person was here because he couldn't pay. There were 30, 40, there were some fines. The highest I think we paid at all was 300,000.
Controller of Nigeria Prison Service, Edo State, Mr. Joseph Usendia, applauded the gesture of the federal and the state government in this regard.
It has gone a long way to decongest the prison. As you have seen, they are very, very happy. The inmates are very happy, and of course, space will be created for other prisoners to feel free.
Mr. Efosa, one of the inmates who regained his freedom, speaks on the state government's magnanimity.
I want to thank the state government as they care for us that we are here today.
The freed inmates were given transportation fare to their various locations to be reunited with their families. In Benin, Goodluck Inaini, NT News.